Uh, wow, this game is long, but not to be surprised, as Fate stories tend to be long, and that's how I like them. So, if I can always make the if I can always make the argument, I am still very much annoyed that a franchise that started out as a H game, two of them, actually three of them, Tsukihime counts as an H game. That a franchise that started out as H games has no adult content in them anymore whatsoever. It's really, I don't know, it's just really annoying that, like, the original stories did not have any kid gloves on them at all. They were completely, like, mature and violent and all that good, like, and all the stuff that I really enjoy about a good story. And then, as the Fate franchise goes on and on and on, it just goes, nah, fam, you can't do any of that. You can't show any of that. So we're no longer going to show, like, yeah, like, they'll have blood in it and stuff like that, but it's like blood, like, for rated teen games. Like, it's like, friggin' games like Mass Effect are more violent and more adult than Fate is anymore. And it just sucks. I wish Fate would give, like, can I just get one? Just one more, just please. Type Moon, if you're at all listening, or if anyone, whatever, can I just get one more? Just one more. Not just a Tsukihime remake or anything like that. No, a completely original, brand new Fate story that is adults only. Can I just get that? Can I please get that? I want my H scenes back. I want my H scenes back. Give me back my H scenes. Right? I want my H scenes. And it's not like, and before you go, oh, well, if we did that, then we couldn't sell these games in high numbers. Oh, really? Baldur's Gate 3 would beg to differ. The amount of money that CD Projekt Red is making from Baldur's Gate 3 would beg to differ. The amount of money that CD Projekt Red makes from Witcher 3 would beg to differ. The amount of money that Rockstar makes from Grand Theft Auto would beg to differ. The amount of money that Rockstar makes from Red Dead Redemption would beg to differ. The amount of money that Larian Studios is currently making from, like, did I say Baldur's Gate 3? I'm hoping I did say Baldur's Gate 3. But you get my point. Games with sexualized scenes in them can still sell incredibly well. So I don't know why Fate is running away from something they already did back in 2004. Right? Like, I really don't understand that. I don't understand the fact that it is canon that we got to see Artoria naked, and how there was an entire chapter, multiple chapters, in fact, because there's multiple times that happened. There was multiple H scenes in the original story of Fate Stay Night where Shiro slept with Artoria, and it did not hold back. Like, the text described every pump and thrust that Shiro was doing. It described, there was onomatopoeia describing the friggin' sounds going on. And so I just don't understand why Fate, like, put on the kid gloves ever since Hollow Extaria and just has never turned back. Like, they put the kid gloves on and are so beyond afraid to take them off. It is unbelievable. Right? And the reason I want the H scenes back is because when you have a game with H scenes in them, then you can also have other mature topics in it. Like, for example, the fact that the original Fate Stay Night, because it was an H game, was able to have the excuse to deal with heavier topics that other Fate stories have been so deftly scared of touching. Like rape and sexual assault and and stuff like that. And it's not just that, but it's also like death. Like the fact that we get to see Shiro, because it's an H game, we get to see violence on a scale that Fate no longer touches. Like, we get to see Shiro basically cut clean in half. He goes from this to being cut clean in half by an attack by Gilgamesh, and we get to see that in its full glory. Whereas these modern games and modern Fate stories, like, when servants attack each other, it's not violent. Like, I've seen Batman comics more violent than these attacked by these characters with swords and guns and shit. Like, I want to see what happens when Saber stabs somebody. I want to see the realistic medical stuff that happens when a Saber class servant cuts another servant clean in half. I want it to look like friggin', like a Saw movie or a horror movie. I want to see like the blood and the guts and the bleeding out of the eyes. I want to see all of it. But because these games and these stories are so deathly afraid of touching H scenes, then they're also deathly afraid of touching the more violent stuff, the more realistic violence that was portrayed in Fate Stay Night. And so it just really disappoints me, because when you get into this franchise by reading the original visual novels, it just can't help but disappoint you when you're like, okay, like this is what you become. This becomes your new normal, right? When you read the original visual novels of Fate, it just becomes your new normal. Your new normal is what Fate Stay Night is, and then you come away sad and disappointed because of the fact that the rest of the franchise is so absolutely terrified of doing what Fate Stay Night did. Right? Like, the entire Fate franchise is absolutely terrified by its own shadow at this point. Right? Because every time Type Moon and the team at Type Moon turns around and they see that box art of Fate Stay Night looking back at them from 2004, they shiver, because they're like, oh, we can't do that. We can never do that again. Oh, never again, never again. We can never do that. We can never do a story like that again. Oh, no. It's like, okay. Like, ultimately what it is that I just respect Fate Stay Night so much for having the absolute balls to go as far as it did as a story. And then Type Moon just was like, never again. Like, they just decided that after Hollow Extaria, they are never doing another mature Fate story ever again for as long as they exist as a company. Like, they're just like, we're never going to do it. We are never going to touch that again. We're never going to tell an actual mature, compelling story in the Fate franchise again, because this franchise is no longer for adults. It is a franchise, marketed at like fucking 7-year-olds now. Right? Like, it's like, because it's just like, it makes sense. It makes all the sense in the world for why Type Moon has never sold a complete remaster of the original Fate Stay Night on modern devices and modern consoles and stuff. It makes all the sense in the world, because of the fact that they know that their current fan base of 10-year-olds could never legally buy what is in Fate Stay Night. Like, if they were to sell Fate Stay Night completely uncensored as it was in 2004, with no censorship at all to any of the more hardcore scenes, especially found in Heaven's Feel, they could not sell that to like the 10-year-olds that are into the Fate franchise now. And so it makes all the sense. Like, but it sucks, because I'm like, to put it really this way, imagine if GTA 6 comes out and it's rated teen for teen, or even worse, rated E for everyone, right? That the franchise that adults have been enjoying because it's a franchise that they feel was for them and not a franchise for the kids, right? And so they get that feeling of this is like a special relationship. This is a franchise for adults, for mature people and all that stuff, right? And then and then GTA 6 comes out and it's rated E for everyone, and they take out all the really interesting stuff about Grand Theft Auto. They take away the adult violence, they take away the sex, they take away the drugs, they take away everything, and dumb it down, dumb it down, dumb it all down. And so you're left with this, and then you come to find out that because they opened the franchise up to a wider audience, because now GTA 6 is rated E for everyone, and that made them a lot more money because it's now a franchise for everyone, including the little kids. And so you turn around and you find out that GTA 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, etc. are also all rated E for everyone, and there's no turning back. And the franchise that once was for adults and had a mature sensibility to it is no longer that. And so as a fan of what it once was, you then get complaints that, oh, well, why are you bitching and whining about the franchise for how it is? Can't you just accept the franchise for how it is? It's like, no, I don't accept GTA being rated E for everyone. I don't accept GTA 10 being rated E for everyone and is, being released on like the VTech consoles and shit for like little 4-year-olds. No, because GTA is a franchise for adults. That's what I got used to. I got used to the fact that this franchise had mature themes and told mature stories that actually pushed the boundaries of what a story could tell and what themes you could push in a story, and how emotional you can make that story because of the fact that it actually went there. It went further than the reader or the audience at first expected. Right? It's And then, like I said, then you just turn around and like, and so now I'm going to get comments from Fate fans telling me that I'm basically just bitching and moaning and whining, because that always happens. Every single time I open my mouth and I say how I really feel about this franchise and the state of this franchise, I just get called a whiner and a complainer, and that that I just basically need to accept the fact that this is what Fate is now, and that there's no going back. I just have to accept that this is what Fate is, and all that stuff. Again, I love this franchise. I'm complaining from a sense of love because I'm trying to get you guys to understand the complex feelings I have for Fate. I love the franchise. I am never going to leave the franchise. I am a fanboy of this franchise until the day I die. I love this franchise. But I do have complaints. It is not a perfect franchise at all. Whoops, I accidentally bumped something on my table, and that was loud. I'm sorry. But I love this franchise. I love it to death, and I will keep loving it until the day I die. But I do have complaints, and I am disappointed. It's not anger that I have at the franchise. It is not hate, anger, or hatred, or any of that stuff. Do not mix words. The word you're looking for is disappointment. It's not anger, it's not hatred, it's disappointment. I am disappointed at what the franchise has become and the path it's gone down. Because it has every opportunity, and it still does. It is still there. The door to tell a mature, compelling story is still there. Type Moon just needs to take advantage of it. Type Moon just needs to be willing to open that door that was already open, that they've already walked through before. They just need to open that door and decide that they are going to give us another legitimate sequel to Fate Stay Night in terms of the mature storytelling that it told in its original format. And, you know, and I would, obviously, I would love for that to happen. You know, and so to this day, I'm still waiting with bated breath to see if we will ever get another mature story from Fate. Right? I'm still holding out hope that we could get that because of the fact that, again, because all it really does take is, you know, someone at Type Moon, the you know, the factory of people going in and out of Type Moon, because it is a company, just someone at Type Moon to push that through, to do a pitch and get greenlit for a project to do another mature story. You know, to go after the same audience that Type Moon used to go after when they made H games. And the fact that they did it before, and this entire franchise is built off the back of the success of the H game, right? So I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear any business folks in Type Moon going, well, it's not a proven market, right? We have no data to show that releasing a mature story in the Fate franchise will actually be successful. Yeah, you do. It's called the Fate franchise. The entire franchise is built off of the success of Fate Stay Night, the original visual novel. This entire franchise, this game literally would not exist if the original H game was not a success, and not a absolute smash success like it was. So before I get any like armchair business folks or analysts in the comments telling me that it's not a proven market, it is. Every single time this franchise makes a single penny in profit, it is proving that H games can sell, because this entire franchise is built off of the shoulders and back of the hard work that Fate Stay Night did to make this franchise viable in the market. So, yeah, I just wanted to get that rant off, and I just decided that this is the best opportunity to do it. I just want my franchise back. I just want my franchise back. I just want my baby back. I just want Fate to come back to me. Come back. Come back. And give us the hard-hitting mature stories that it has every chance and has already done to deliver. Right? But we'll see. Again, this is not me saying that I'm going to leave the fan base or anything. Again, you know, come hell or high water, I don't care if the entire fan base, I don't care if the other fans hate me. I'm not here to please other fans of this franchise. I'm going to enjoy this franchise because I enjoy it until the day I die. But I am disappointed.